now how I make my elf ears. So let me first go over everything that you're going to need. So you're going to need the elf ears and then any bead that you're going to want to accessorize it with, and I will actually go over how I come up with the designs that I do. You can also use pendants and other little cute things. It doesn't just have to be beads. It can also just be like decorative items. The next thing that you're going to need for this is called jewelry findings, and so that is all the little pieces that hold the jewelry together. And then I'm going to use these ring pieces to like attach different things together. I also use these as the earring piece itself that's going to go through the ear. I just cut them shorter. And then of course, to make sure that the earrings stay on, you're going to need these like little earring backs. I choose these little small ones so it's more out of the way, but you can choose whatever design you want. And then of course you're going to need tools to do all of this. I use a wire cutter and then this little tool that is like cylinder right here, and that's what I use to bend the metal pieces into little rings for me. And then I use 2 of these little clamp tools because you could just hold it with your hand and then use this, but it's so much easier if you just have 2 while working. And so you can hold one and then use this to bend it however you need. I wasn't recording any of that, was I? Oh no, I am, okay. All right, so now that we have everything that we need, let's get started. So the way that I do my elf ears is I actually kind of pick a focal piece. So like I was shopping the other day and I saw this little teacup set and I just thought it was the cutest little thing ever. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make an elf ear set based off of this. And then I saw these beads that I thought looked absolutely perfect for this. Like, look how amazing those match together. And I picked this set up because it just has a lot of good filler beads. So the way that I start to figure out how I want to do the design is I take the main focal pieces that I want and I just start kind of laying them around and laying little filler beads everywhere until I can kind of visually see how I want the final design to be. So I really like that layout of like kind of like a drooping set with like one of each piece on it with the teacup at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble it and see how I feel about it once it's assembled. Okay, yeah, I really like this. It's hard to tell straight up and down. You'll see it in the end result, but it's just like everything's dangling and it looks very, very good. I really, really enjoy it. So now I'm just going to lay that here, just kind of line it up where it will go on the ears, and then I'm going to leave it there so that I have reference for the rest of while I'm designing these where this is going to lay. So you want to leave that there. You don't want to just take it away and then keep designing, because then the design isn't going to look exactly like how you thought it was when you didn't have any reference to where all the other pieces were. I just love these tiny little rose beads. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I actually kind of want to add it to this. That actually might be cute, like between. Do I want to do that? This off, cut this a little bit, and then have this dangle between them? That actually might be very cute. Hold on. And then that, oh wait, yeah, that's gonna be so cute. Oh, I'm gonna love that, yeah. So I'm gonna do a cute little rose one, and then I kind of want to do just like a nice little gold one, and then maybe another rose one. So it's like that. I think that's a vibe. That feels like a vibe. My soul's telling me it's a vibe, so it's a vibe. I just kind of guess how much room I'm gonna need to wrap it. It's typically about half of an inch. So half an inch up above the last bead. Cut that off. So you have that much room to work with, and we need that much room because it has to curl in. So I'm going to be replicating what's on that side. I just need enough space for it up here. So now I'm going to take it, and I actually like to grab this and kind of just make sure that it's lined up with this one so that they're both going to be curling the same direction and everything, so that when you can see it flat, it looks symmetrical and not one going left, one going right. All right, so I take it as close to the top as I can, and then I'm just going to wrap. And then as soon as I get all the way over, I just kind of like take it, reset, wrap a little bit more till it's all the way over. And so you can see how it curls it for me. So personally, you can leave it here if you want, it's good enough, but I like how like the ones that you buy pre-made, how they kind of are centered with the middle of it. You can see how the center of it goes up through the center of the eyelet. So how I'm going to replicate that is I'm going to grab it, going to put it back through, grab it at the base. You can kind of see I'm holding it not perfectly up and down, but a little bit at like a 45. And then I'm just gonna take it and I'm just gonna bend it. And it's gonna make it look a little bit more like the other one. It is going to kind of pull it apart at the bottom, so you do have to just go back in and clamp it. So now instead of how it was, where it was just kind of a little bit, you could tell that I was the one who did it, I feel like that just makes it look so much nicer. So here is how it came, and then here is the one that I made. So now we're going to reestablish the top. That's the top. So here's what the vision in my brain is telling me. That'd be cute, there, space, that. Like, I think that would be so cute. So it has like a little dangly part. So we're just going to, so the plate is now at the very bottom, but we're gonna add this little guy here because I think that would look good. And that's kind of a huge thing with this. There's no exact way to do it. It's not like, oh, well, if you didn't do that, then that's wrong. No, it's the way I make these is by whatever my brain tells me to do. Whatever my little ADHD goblin shiny brain tells me to do. Yes, oh, I love that. Okay, yeah. Again, you'll see a much prettier version of it when it's like actually dangling, but imagine that's dangling. Like, oh, how cute is that? So that's gonna be my main focal piece, because I always just really like a main focal piece, and then the rest of it just kind of complements the main piece. So now I kind of like the idea of keeping these two over here. It's just like little earrings. So here's the base, and then the idea is going to be adding beads to this. And so it's just deciding what beads to add and how do I want them to be decorated. Let's see. So there's kind of 3 different variations I do when I have just like hanging earrings right here. So when I do like long earrings right here where I like build on them, I do 3 different styles. I'll do little beads to big beads to kind of create this like droop effect, or I'll do little, fill it out in the middle back to little, or I'll do big up top and then shrink it down to small at the bottom. I just think it creates, instead of too much variation, it creates like a nice form to it. But that's just me personally. You can do whatever you want to do on yours. I might do little to big to little. So I kind of like that. I might try another pattern on here and see how I feel about it. I think that's really cute, but I want to look at a little bit more options. I think that looks really good. So again, we're gonna go about 1/2 inch up, which I tend to eyeball, cut it, and then wrap it. So here is our, so here's one of our earrings now on the other side. It's super cute, like adorable, and it still matches that one. So it's a good complement piece to this big piece. So I think I'm going to put that one here. Okay, so long one up top, and then I'm probably gonna do a short one here, and then long one on the bottom here, and then short one up here. Some beads you will want to use these little like stoppers for, but actually the hole in the center might be a little bit too big and it will just come right out. And so you can either do one of 2 things. A very, very easy solution is to take a very small bead, like this one, just like this little gold bead, and add it to the bottom and then throw it on top of there. It'll sit on it, but it'll have like a little gold piece right here. Or another thing you can do are these pieces that are designated to kind of wrap around a bead. So this little piece right here, it's super cute, and it has a hole in the center of it for that very reason, and it's kind of like scooped like that. You can see it kind of is like a bowl shape. It's because it sits on beads. So let me show you exactly what it does. So you'll put it the direction the bead is going to be. So like this, it's going to be above it, so it's going to be scooped towards it. So now let me throw my bead on there, and it wraps around the bead beautifully. It adds just like a adorable little texture to it, and it holds the bead on the thing for you. That actually, now that I have it on there, I really like that. So, and then you can always add another one right on top of it to kind of completely encase the bead. I think it's just an adorable little detail. You can stack it on every single one of them, so it's like a bunch of like beautiful detail between each bead. I love using them. I also will sometimes use them just as like studs, so just like flat on the ear like that, so you can see the whole design. But I actually really enjoy that. Let me see if I can make something cute out of that with the stack. Okay, I like that better. Okay, we're gonna do that. And that is going to go there. So I think that's that ear done. And so now we just need this ear. I think that's it. I think I love it. So now that you have all of your pieces together and they're ready to go on there, what I use to pierce the ear is actually just a Cricut tool. It's a Cricut weeding tool. I use it because it has this very sharp, pointy edge, and this is what you're gonna need because you need something sharp to stab into the latex. I want that top earring to come out right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say it'll probably come out about right here is where I want it. And I don't want it completely sideways because if you see, if I go in at this angle, it's going to come out at this angle, which means you'll see the backing and stuff like right beside it. And I don't want it right beside it. I want it more hidden in the back. I don't really want you to see anything that's going on back here. So I'm going to make sure that when I poke it in, I want it at the angle the backing's gonna come out. So I'm gonna like kind of really go at it straight down. And so you can see that is where the back will come out, which is much better than coming out right beside it at the end right here. So I just wanna poke a hole, boop. And then you can barely see it, but there's a tiny little dot where the hole is punctured. And now what we're gonna do for that is we're going to take this finding and we're going to attach this earring to this finding right here before we even put it into the ear. We're gonna like completely make the earring before we put it in the ear because that's just gonna be what's easiest. So let's take a ringlet. What I said was, let's take a ringlet. There we go. Why? Please focus. Kind of focus. Yeah, so just open up the ringlet. Just throw the earring in there, right there, and then attach your earring to it. Boop, like that. So they're both just gonna be dangling off the eyelet right there. And then all you're gonna do is close it back up. So now you have an earring. Boop. There you go. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take whatever side you want out, you just gotta like push the opposite side through. So we want this side out, so we're not gonna come up through this side, we're gonna poke it in through this side. So find that little tiny hole you made, punch it through. All right, I'll do it one more time. Find the hole, and then you can flip it over and you can kind of see when you start pushing it through, it coming out the other side. So you can kind of find the exit a little easier that way. Push it all the way through. So there it is, it's attached to the ear. I'm not holding it on there, it's fully attached. So now all we need to do is not leave the backing that long because that's not gonna be good for anybody. So what I do is I just go ahead and put the backing on completely. You're gonna bend it a little bit, that's fine. Literally none of that's staying, so that's okay. Push it all the way up. And then I just put my wire cutters flush up against that and cut. So we're gonna take it all the way up against it and cut, and there you go. And you can take like a nail file and file the wire back here down if it like pokes you, but it's never like scraping up against your skin at any point. So there is one of them attached. Oh my goodness, it is so cute. I want to scream. So now we're gonna do that for the rest of all of these. So this one is a lot shorter than that one, and so it wants to be super stiff and not really hang over the ear that well. So any that do that, I just unattach it from the earring and I add a second ringlet so it hangs a little bit more and wants to like dangle below the ear instead of just like kind of being stiff and like bouncing. I just like it a lot more. You can see it right there, like there's no movement. It's very, because it's not enough material right here. And now instead of just like bouncing and being super stiff, it actually like dangles like I was wanting it to. Alright, so here is one ear completely done. It looks so good! Oh my gosh, I love it. I think one of my favorite things about making these ears is how creative you can get with stuff. Like, it doesn't just have to be like earrings. Like, you can do studs. You can do like little straight on the ear hoops. Like, it can be 1,000 different things. It doesn't just have to be these like little dangling earrings. So many different things. If y'all are interested in another video of these, I will gladly make another one and show y'all a completely different style, because this is, I feel like, is a very, I don't want to say basic, but just I feel like a typical style. If y'all are interested in seeing different styles, I will gladly make another video because I love making ears. Alright, and then here is the second ear done. Okay, that doesn't really look like much when it's on the table, but when they're up, they look amazing, I swear. Alright, so here is the final product. Please ignore the price tag because that is just a convention display piece that I had readily available to throw these on. So I think everything turned out so cute. Oh my goodness, look at it all.